is not about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. So live the life you imagine. Hello everyone, this is me Vibek Paudyal, your host. Welcome to my book summary studio. Before diving into today's episode, as a bonus for listening to my summary, you have access to the PDF version of this book summary. The link is in the description below. In this podcast, I am taking the most important notes as a summary within 5 to 10 minutes so that you are saving some bucks of money as well as your precious time too. Please make sure that you have subscribed to the podcast however you are listening to me, and do not forget to share it with your friends so that they will also take the benefit of it. Without delay, let's get it started. Creativity is the ability of a person to create, perform, or think of something in a way that he has not done before. Millions of Americans are beginning to work and live the way creative people like artists and scientists always have, and as a result, our values and tastes, our personal relationships, our choices of way to live, and even our sense and use of time are changing. The creative class is leading the nearly 38 million Americans in many way diverse fields who create for living. The rise of the creative class is an insightful portrait of the values and lifestyles that will drive the 21st century economy, its technologies and social structures. To understand how scientists, artists, entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, and self-motivated creative people are changing the traditional structures of the 20th century, watch and listen to this summary till the end. Welcome to another book summary studio. I am trying to give you more value by making a summary of the best books ever. So don't miss any of my books. You can check all my book summaries in my video playlist, which you can easily find on YouTube. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video, which will help me to get found on the search result on YouTube, and it will motivate me to create other good contents. In this book, the author Richard Florida presents how society and lifestyle changes with the rise of creative people. So let's start with the main keynotes from this book. The number 1, the creative age. Creativity has become the most highly prized commodity in our economy, and it is yet a commodity. Creativity comes from people, and while people can be hired and fired, their creativity capacity cannot be bought and sold or turned on and off at will. The rise of creativity as an economic force over the past few decades has brought new economic and social forms into existence. Everything from the rise of the entrepreneurial startup company and the formal venture capital system to the loosening of traditional cultural norms regarding work and life reflects attempts to elude the structures of organizational conformity. Even our new creative economic system is far from fully formed and continues to evolve. However, creativity with technology will liberate us. Technology gives us the lives we want. Let's go to the 1900s time. Much of the economy is coming to operate on the same principle as the Hollywood movie industry. Hollywood once was ruled by the big studios that employed actors and production crews under long-term contracts and cracked out movies in assembly like fashion, much like factories of the world corporate world. Then in the 1950s, the studio system broke down and Hollywood began to run on a more fluid model. Typically, a producer today will sell a group of investors on a script idea, then pull together an ad hoc team of actors, technicians, and others to make the film. Once the project is done, the team dissolves and its members reform in new combinations around their other ideas. Now it's even easier, and a small team can produce short movies, documentaries, and sell on different online cloud-based distributors like Netflix, Amazon, etc. Meanwhile, there are still big corporations and venture capitalists in every sector like Disney, Sony, Universal in Hollywood, and Stanford University, US Department of Defense in Silicon Valley. These two places have begun the creativity from zero level to the most creative economy in the world. Every innovative, technical, and entrepreneurial development is the result of Silicon Valley. Therefore, we as a human being, we are the most creative being on the planet from the ancient time, and now it's becoming a more valuable asset in the world economy. Number second is work. The creative age changed the way of work, and at the beginning, the machine shop and hair salon were the gateway of creativity. Most of the people chose the hair salon, and always for the same reasons, that is, the pay is not good, but the environment is more stimulating. It's more flexible. When you do good work, you see the results right away. People look good and they are happy. Of course, people work for money. It's necessary but not sufficient. Money is not the only thing people want. Author of The Cathedral and the Bazaar, Eric Raymond says the best people in any field are motivated by passion, and passion varies because people are different. Number third, managing creativity. Creative people are different from other ordinary people through different aspects, so that they have changed the world. Beyond the dollar, they love these fields and challenge. Number one, challenge and responsibility. Number second, flexibility. A stable work environment and relatively secure job. Then compensation, personal development, professional development, peer recognition, stimulating colleagues and managers, exciting job content, organizational culture, location and community. Unlike traditional working class, creative class workers expect to be treated as distinct individuals. Harnessing them to do productive work can be very challenging. Care deeply about culture, values, and autonomy, they could be divided into 4 distinct groups. The number 1, go with a winner. This group preferred growth and advancement in a highly successful company and were less concerned with mission or location. Number 2, big risks, big reward. A second group valued compensation and career advancement over the company's success or its active role in their professional development. Number 3, save the world. Members of this group desired an inspiring mission and exciting challenges, caring less about compensation and personal development. Number 4, lifestyle. This group valued flexibility, compatibility with their boss and location over company growth or excitement. That's why creativity is growing in every sector and not just the limited fields. Nowadays, we can see the job description where creativity is spoken loudly, which is a good symbol of rising creativity to another level in the world, even in the factories and the production hubs. Now to number 4, the new dress code and workplace. Here the author explains this way. One day he was running late for a meeting and called ahead to say so. The meeting was in the heart of the Pittsburgh's downtown business district with a securities lawyer and accountant. So he asked the woman on the phone if I should take a few extra minutes to change from my typical jeans, black t-shirt and boots into something more professional. She said, "That's unnecessary here. Just come as you are." He walked through the door. To his surprise, people were dressed more casually than him, coming and going in khakis and polo shirts. So many sneakers, even sandals, others with gym bags in hand. He was thinking like, was I in the wrong place? I was supposed to be the oldest and most prestigious corporate law firm in the town. Therefore, the environments in which we work are changing, and it is not just the clothes. Many features of the workplace seem to be more open and user-friendly. Open office layouts, new office designs, flexible schedules, new work rules and management methods. The creative economy no longer has one dress code, rather it has a diversity of them. Offices look and feel different now. At some small high-tech or design firms, we can see bold-size artwork and posters, broken surfaces with exposed pipes and beams, lounge areas and play areas, blaring rock music. Traditional corporate office space had become more neat and regular, lots of common spaces with offices opening into them instead of private spaces with locked doors with refined and modern styles and furnishings. The number 5. The real legacy of the 60s. The 60s are too easily stereotyped. They were not simple times, nor was what happened then merely a generational phenomenon. Many diverse movements and schools of thoughts had begun, such as Martin Luther King Jr. and Betty Friedan came with a serious civil rights movement in the South well into the 1970s. These movements sought to fundamentally transform the world of work and economics for equal workplace rights and treatment for all groups of people. Moreover, the Bay Area in the late 1960s and 1970s was full of eccentric technology types from Berkeley and Stanford. The broad valley south of San Francisco, then emerging as a major electronics center, was a natural gathering point for many folks. Computers were becoming more powerful and more compact and affordable. Slowly, that region developed as the Silicon Valley of today's economy. It's Doland Valentine, one of the original venture capitalists behind Apple Computer, told me some years ago he didn't care what Steve Jobs looked like. The guy had an idea worth backing. It was that the place was open to and supportive of creativity. Back then, the valley developed with Apple, Microsoft, and almost all the high-tech and successful companies and became the mainstream of the world economy. The number 6. The creative class grows up. The members of the creative class today need to see that their economic function makes them natural. Members of the creative class have been widely criticized as uninvolved and me-oriented. It's now time for the creative class to grow up. Virtually every citizen has a stake in the nation's long-term economic strength. The United States has thrived thus far by acting systematically to become the world's leading creative economy. We can, of course, do much better than this. To do so, we need to shift both public and private funds away from investment in physical capital toward investment in creative capital, so that we can create our better future and the better world. This is how I summarize this book. I hope that you learned a lot about the rise of the creative class and how it's going. Thank you for listening to this episode. I hope that you get the whole summary of this book and enjoy it. Don't forget to leave feedback and comments so that we can bring you the best version of ourselves. I'm leaving you now as I always do. See you in the next episode. Make every single day better. Make somebody's day happier. Bye-bye.